Hi, welcome to Mystic Moons. Today is the last day of 2024, and we could say good riddance and also feel nostalgic a little bit. But perhaps we're just saying the last bit of questions one can ask as we embark on a new year. Of course, it could just be more of the same old, same old. However, let's be optimistic and let's plan ahead for something different for 2025. And the first question we should do is, what are we going to do? Well, first of all, we're going to look around us and see how things are actually changing. So, Mystic Moon listeners, let's see in terms of people in situations are always put in front of our faces. So we should kind of see just how are they, the situations and the people are going to make their changes, as well as thinking about our own changes. Let's just get psychic for a moment, because we're all psychic to some degree. Let's get into our mini psychic space shuttle. Put on our caps, buckle up, and let's head off to celebrities, because celebrities are always in front of our faces. Sometimes we wonder why, and we just look at them anyway. So let's go to, everybody get on board, and let's go to Brad Pitt's children, his 6 children. That's a lot of children. And they all seem to have a one-sided opinion, at least publicly, of their father. And whatever you may say, whatever you may think, whatever is written to make us think and feel a certain way, you have to ask yourself, Brad Pitt's substance abuse, both in drugs and alcohol, is not a secret. It's not a secret. And you yourself know there's many people that you personally know who have drug and alcohol addiction problems. And did you ever stop to think how it is, if your parent was or wasn't one of those, how the effect on the offspring, the effect on the children? Well, you can just imagine, being a parent is a rough thing. There's no real book, how-to-do book about being a parent. But when you see your parent, whom is everything in the world to you at a very young age, needing to have the drink, take the drugs, be drugged up, be in an inebriate, stoned, drunk self or semi-high self all the time. Now, how does that do about thinking my father or my mother is the hero? I mean, when they can't even be straight to deal with life's everyday occurrences, take out the garbage, greet people, do business, stuff like that. And a lot of us have had experiences with people who need to be inebriated 24/7, especially now that in the United States, a lot of it is legal. But the point that we want to say, what's done is done. No matter if you blame your mother or your father for whatever. But, however, let's just ask, because the prime example is Brad Pitt. He has wealth, he has influence, and he has the need to, and he's stoned a lot. He's stoned or drunk a lot. He's admitted this. And of course, he has outlets, and he's in a business where he can be stoned and drunk a lot. Oh, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Well, even if your father if your parent, let's say your father, who's a symbol of strength to the world or your world at one point, even if he just spoke to you a certain way when he was stoned or drunk, and you kind of equated that. People are not born blank sheets. They're born with intelligence. People have natural intelligence when they're born, as well as other things. They have opinions. Even a two-year-old has opinions. A 6-month-year-old has opinions. That's what we're dealing with. And collectively, a child year after year has a closet, a chest of what they consider good behavior or bad behavior. Even if you just do monkey see, monkey do, you still have good behavior and bad behavior. And so that's what we're talking about. Like, will Brad Pitt's 6 children ever forgive their father, Brad Pitt, for his drug and alcohol hazed parenting? That's the question. Can they forgive the fact that he needed to get high, needed to get stoned, to speak to them, to love them, to be with him, to handle the day, handle the evening, to handle the vacation, to handle them? So that's like, that tugs at a lot of emotional ties, strings. Okay, let's just see. Will Brad Pitt's children ever forget, that he won't forget, but ever forgive Brad Pitt for being stoned and drunk while he was with them? And we don't know. We know too that when somebody is drunk, you're not always, or somebody is stoned, you're not careful. You can say whatever pops into your head at the moment because that part of your brain that gives you reflective thinking in general, consequential thinking, is in the back seat. It's not in the driver's seat. And you resort to many things that it's hard, especially for young people, a child, to understand. Even for an adult, it's hard to understand the need for that. So now we have 7 cards. We have 5 cards I picked. And so let's see. Well, they're upside down, so let me turn them the right way. So the first thing we have is it's a very silent mission. It's a very silent mission. This is it's an experience that you don't like to talk about. It's an experience that you feel almost ashamed of. My father was stoned all the time. My father was drunk all the time. My father was a junkie. My father was a social junkie. We don't talk about it. We can't talk about it. He said this and he said that to me. He didn't make me feel good. There's a lot of unsaid things in the relationship, which have not had the chance to be able to say. How can you explain to your children, I was an emotional wreck and I needed to be stoned, or I needed to have that drink? I mean, at what age can you talk to someone after the damage is done? The damage is done from day one. The smell, the fog, the brain fog, things like that. So it's something that's not spoken about and still not spoken about. Parenting isn't just about putting a meal on the table. It's a lot of things. So we have here the 2 of Swords. It's a sensitive subject. And we have we have a star. We have even the fact of there's a lot of pain that's been accumulated over the years of the 6 children. A lot of pain and a lot of talking about something is allowing for something else to fill up that empty space. Fill up that empty space within themselves. So the 2 of Swords and the star, not being around dad, not having public experience with father, Brad Pitt as a father, is the healing for the scars that the children have acquired. And this has nothing to do with their mother. It's simply the children dealing with their father's drug abuse. You don't need to have sign language or an expert or a psychiatrist talk to you per se about how you felt when you were 3 years old and or 2 years old, 6 years old, etc., when your parent was stoned or drunk. And there was a lot of issues. We have the Three of Swords. A lot of pain. A lot of pain went down. So while the media says, oh, it's the mother's fault, it's Angelina's fault, this is between Brad and his children and not having their needs met. It has nothing to do with the mother saying he's a damn fool or a lazy piece of shit, whatever. It has nothing to do about that. Personal adult feelings towards the other, yes, you listen to it. Of course, people are human, but at the same point, if your parent needs an outside stimulant to handle themselves, that in itself is an issue. That is the issue. And that's painful for someone who's trying to understand, for youth, children who's trying to understand how to breathe in oxygen, how to have glory in the skies, to look at the trees and see where they trying to find their place in the world, in other words, when your parent is hooked like that. And here we have, well, they're learning how to do it. We have the emperor. They're learning how to do it, and it isn't easy. So we have a lot of things going on. It doesn't seem as though they're anytime soon. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Star, the healing, the nurturing time. We also have the Three of Swords, a lot of pain. They're trying their best. They're trying to understand, but there's feelings of abandonment, feelings of not having your needs met. So then we have the Nine of Swords. That relationship with his 6 children, can they forgive? No. At this point, no. It's just, it's over. It's over because they cannot forgive his weakness. He is a weak man. That's the thing. Do they want to copy and emanate a weak person? A weak person. When you're just finding your footsteps, you're just finding yourselves. Is it healthy? It looks as though the spirits are saying, our psyches are saying, our energy is saying, it's something that's so painful that no matter what, it can't be forgiven. It can't be. So as Brad Pitt goes off into a new relationship, he's in a new relationship and hopes to have more children. The question is he straight? Can he stand on his own 2 feet without having stimulants? Without bringing more children, more adults into the world that are not in his side? 6 children that dislike you, that have red flag. It's a huge red flag. And it shows to others who have addiction problems what it does to the family, what it does to your relationship. People get divorced every day. Very rarely do they get divorced from their children as well, unless there's some real intense abuse. And apparently, that's the issue. Well, thank you very much. And I think that we can take off because we can see that this is not happening. This is Brad Pitt's 6 children are not about to look the other way anytime soon. So, and we can understand. So let's take off and go someplace else. And let's just buzz around. And until we speak again, let's just contemplate the necessity of being completely honest and being there for children, for children. For children are the hope. Children are the next generation, and the early years are so important. We can take this example as something that we should really pay attention to. As we say, advocate drugs and alcohol use in any culture, the effect on the children. And is there moderation? That's questionable. That's questionable. Well, thank you very much. Until the next time. And if you like or have comments, please do leave a comment. And to my subscribers, thank you very much. And, well, till the next time. Bye-bye.